Over a decade ago, many of us were able to play one of the greatest games of all time, Halo 3. To me, that game is a masterpiece. I even made a video about it, but today we're not talking about Halo 3. No, today we are talking about its baby brother Halo Reach, the sequel, well actually the prequel and final Halo game developed by Bungie. At the time, I remember having very fond memories of this game. These memories, while not as fond as Halo 3, were still very great. The game, at least back then, felt like a solid successor to its older brother. And now, Halo Reach is on Steam for $10 as the first part of the Master Chief Collection to be released on PC. Finally, a Halo game on PC. I was hyped. I mean, a lot of people were really hyped. The re-release of this game sold so well. Everyone was playing it on Twitch this week. It was insane. But let's get real for a second. Halo Reach was great in 2010. It's about to be 2020 and video games have evolved drastically. So let's all take a journey back to Reach and discuss how well this game has aged. Shall we? Let's start with the campaign. It's still pretty fire, not gonna lie. The campaign was really cool in 2010, and now that my brain has an actual attention span, I enjoyed the dialogue, the subtle moments of character development, and the plot that led to a satisfying and tragic conclusion for your character. I'm gonna spoil the ending, so skip to this part of the video if you don't want it spoiled. 3, 2, 1. The final scene, where you fight to the death, is iconic and is still just as impactful as it was a decade ago. My favorite mission is the one where you can be stealthy or aggressive. It's up to you really, and it's just a cool showcase of the assassination mechanic.
He's yours.
I'd still recommend playing this campaign. It's still pretty cool, but I would play it on at least heroic difficulty because any lower and you can just sprint through the whole mission without even noticing. Okay, now that we got the appetizer done, let's get to the main course, the multiplayer. And it's here where Reach's age shows. The multiplayer, even upon its initial release, divided the fan base. Some loved the direction Halo was going in, while others felt it drifted way too far away from what made Halo great in the first place. In Halo 3, the game was very streamlined. Everybody's initial loadouts were all the same. But in Reach, they introduced the polarizing armor abilities, which gave you the ability to sprint, fly with a jetpack, May freeze, Gibby shield, and many more that I'm probably forgetting. But my point is, these abilities completely changed multiplayer at its core. Sniper perches could be sacked by a random kid with a jetpack and a rocket. Getting a sticky grenade on an enemy could be negated by an armor lock. A lot of these abilities are a bit frustrating to deal with. Also, not having the ability to sprint because you chose to fly is so baffling nowadays. Sprinting shouldn't be an ability in 2019, unless of course you're Soldier 76, but even then, he doesn't even have a cooldown. The weapons in this game are all really cool still. However, the DMR feels like the best weapon at any distance, close, medium, or long range. I don't know if people just sucked with it back on Xbox 360, but on PC, it feels so much stronger now. It's usually the weapon you start with too. Obviously, there are still powerful weapons like the shotgun, sniper, and rocket launcher, but this weapon is always a solid option over pistols and assault rifles. So 1v1s end up being DMR fights of who can land 5 headshots first, which is kind of fun. Getting kills in this game is not that satisfying anymore. There's no indication.
We're on third story.
No, or to help indicate that you got a kill. However, the announcer is still epic.
This is like reduced blink too.
And it feels amazing to land a double kill.
Leg. Double kill.
Or get a killing spree.
Killing spree.
Or even a killing frenzy.
Double kill. Killing frenzy.
The map pool is lackluster. I sort of felt this way when Reach first came out, but now, yeah, I don't like a lot of these maps still. A lot of them feel like they have way too many floors without easy routes to access the top, without, of course, a jetpack. And some game modes don't even have a jetpack. Some of these maps are just poorly designed altogether. Look, Halo 3 had its fair share of bad maps, and even games today have that problem. But Reach has more bad maps than good ones. And I think they're trying to fix that by throwing in more Forge World maps. My only problem is that these Forge Forge World maps fall victim to looking the same with this gray color scheme we are forced to use when forging maps. Forge won't be out yet on Steam before this video uploads, but I've heard that they're going to improve Halo Reach's Forge, which is exciting to say the least, because for me, forging was one of my favorite parts about any Halo game. When I was queuing up to find games, it took a bit to find just regular social games, but it was almost instant to find hardcore games. These hardcore games are a stripped down version of Halo Reach. No armor abilities, the DMR without bloom, you can play on maps like the Pit. Wait, it feels like something, but I can't put my finger on it. I know it seems like I've been bagging on Reach because yeah, it hasn't aged too well, but I think it's also because the community that loves Halo just loves Halo 3 more. I just think people were excited about Reach, not because they loved Reach, but because these days, there's only Battle Royales, Call of Duties, and class-based shooters to play, but there isn't a hot new arena shooter to play to fill that void in our hearts. Perhaps Halo Infinite will blow our minds, but who knows. Until then, you Halo fans, enjoy Reach. And enjoy Halo 3 when it comes back. I don't think Reach is as good as I thought it would be, but it's the only arena shooter I got that has a player base, so I'll hop on it every once in a while. I mean, it only cost me $10. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Halo Reach aged poorly or ripened with age? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this type of video, and maybe I can make this a series called The Return Of, so I can just review games that are being re-released. But with that, I'll catch you later.